I'm a comedian.
I'm a comedian.
I'm a comedian.
I'm a comedian. God. Yeah. I'm sick. It's a great way to start the new year, that.
Pause here a sec.
Fucking hell. I'm the one that's like, I'm sick. And this is the twat that keeps sneezing and blowing his nose.
Well, that's clearly because I'm getting sick because of you.
That might be true, actually.
So, this woman... You fuck. You bastard.
Is that everything?
Yeah.
Cool.
Hello, and welcome back to...
Is That Everything?
With me, Phoebe Mills.
And me, David Thomas.
There you go. Episode... Well, the new year... yeah.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
The episode starting off 2026.
Our first episode of the new
year.
year.
With a bang.
Once again, because I've asked you to do this before and actually you didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to put fireworks above us, right?
Because I know how to do it, yeah.
Whoa, Phoebe, how do you get that shape firework? I didn't know they sold those.
I know.
What does that one spell? Oh, I love you, David. Oh, God, this is so amazing. I hope everyone at home can see this too. And for people listening, just imagine the most beautiful fireworks you've ever seen.
I do actually have a soft spot for fireworks. I love fireworks.
I brought out Phoebe's inner 4-year-old with that. I do have a soft spot for fireworks, Father. I do quite like the fireworks.
Also, I am a little bit sick. I don't know if it's coming across in my voice, but I'm a little bit hoarse.
Jesus Christ.
Why did I do it?
Thanks, Dad.
Why did I do it? I'm a bit hoarse. So, if I cough, if I sneeze, it is winter. When we're filming this.
It'll be winter when it comes out as well, so don't worry about it. It's winter for a while now.
Yeah.
It's my favourite time.
Got any New Year's resolutions?
Yeah. I'm going to just stop doing podcasts with people that just aren't good for me in my life, you know? I think it's just a habit I've picked up in the second half of this last year, and I just don't think it benefits me very well. By the way, we should chat after we've recorded.
Okay.
Just about something else.
Oh, okay,
just about
cool.
something. So,
okay, cool.
I'm probably just like go to the gym more and like eat better and stuff. What about you?
Go to the gym more and eat better.
Yeah.
No, I don't really do New Year's resolutions, so I don't know why I asked you that. I like to. I mean, I get that I'm gonna be a New Year's Grinch like I was a Christmas Grinch. I'm a delightful human being.
I'd love to see a New Year's version of the Grinch.
Well, it's just
I don't believe in resolutions.
I don't.
Conflutions and blutions. The town's just fucking pumped to tell everyone what they're going to change in the new year.
Yeah. I just don't like that whole like New Year, New Me vibe.
Yeah,
and
fair.
how everyone comes and like, this was my 2025, this was my 2024, and they do their social media posts justifying their existence for the year to try and make themselves feel a bit better. That's very cynical, and I apologise to any of my mates that do that. I know that I have friends that do it, and I can understand. It's like, but Phoebe, it's a time for reflection and to see how you want to progress going forward. You can do that multiple points in the year.
Yeah, ultimately, it's just another day on the calendar.
It's just another day in the calendar, really, isn't it? So it doesn't really mean anything unless you put that meaning in, and that is a philosophy for life as well.
Think about it.
But yeah, no, I don't really. I feel like when it comes to like New Year's resolutions, when I used to be big into them, it was always just setting myself up to fail.
Yeah, because if you then look back at them. 90% of the time it's like, for me at least anyway, I'm like, I did that's good, and then oh fuck, I was gonna do that, oh shit, oh no, and I mean, just carries over. It's
just another way of setting goals, isn't it? And just aiming towards what you want. And I feel like you don't need a new year to do that. You can I get if people need it as like a little time to reflect and see how they're and I mean, if it does that for you, fantastic. You just don't need to post it all over social media. I don't need to read that shit.
We don't want to fucking see it. Phoebe hates you if you've got New Year's resolutions.
It's not that.
You want to change for the better? Too bad.
Yeah, stay miserable.
Should have done it already.
Miserable. Maybe it's an envious thing. I don't know. I'm like, okay, you had a great year. Fantastic. Can't remember the last time that happened. So,
But what's that thing that like you get like a diluted version of people through social media where you only see the things they want you to see?
Yeah, they're like, look how amazing my year has been. Look at everything I have done. And I'm like, great, I don't... It's sort of the comparison thief of joy thing as well.
100%.
Just keep trucking. It's another day. It doesn't actually matter. Happy New Year.
Happy fucking New Year, everyone. On that note, should we get into it?
Yeah, let's get into the main meat.
Hey.
Main meat. I'm going to start this with a story that happened to me 2 days ago. I know. Obviously, when this releases, it'll have been a month ago.
Yeah.
But it happened to me.
It happened 2 days ago.
2 days ago, so it's very fresh, and it is a bit shit, and it did make me cry on shift. Thanks, mate.
For people listening, that was a supportive shoulder pat. Don't know if the mic picked that up.
I don't know. I heard it in the phones, so...
That's good. So now if anyone needs ASMR for a supportive shoulder pat, you've got it.
So I've spoken before that I work at an immersive theatre attraction.
Yes.
Or an immersive theatre experience. And I work front of house there. So this is where this is set. I don't name it because I still work there. I don't want to get into too much shit, but if you guess it, you guess it. So I was on the arrivals position of this immersive theatre experience, and that is the position where you greet people as they come in, you scan their tickets, you find their booking, and you organise what groups they're in for this event. And it's quite a... It's the most mentally taxing position because you're constantly doing 5 things at once. And I will say I did make a mistake that I immediately apologised for, but that wasn't good enough. So this middle-aged man comes up to me and I greet him and I say, okay, how many in your booking? He says 4, but I didn't look at the faces of the people in the booking. I just sort of looked at him. I'm like, cool, yeah, how many? Okay, cool, scanning tickets, doing other things. You know, that I didn't zone in on who was in the group at that point.
Yeah.
And he hands me printed out tickets, which isn't uncommon, but most people do just have them on their phones because it's a QR code that you scan.
It's a generational thing, isn't it?
Well, this is it,
the printout.
And he says, well, I've printed my tickets out, so I must be an 80-year-old man, but I look good for it. And I turned to him and I said, oh, yeah, you do. You look fucking good for it. Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry. I should never have sworn in my workplace. That was really unprofessional. And so I caught myself immediately. Yeah. I shouldn't have sworn.
But it's habit, isn't it? We all do it.
It was a slip of the tongue. It was an accident. And I was talking to a middle-aged man. Yeah. And I was like, we're having a bit of banter.
Yeah.
He'd had banter. I had banter. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But I did think it was important for me to acknowledge it. I've done that accidentally before. It's not a common thing for me, but...
I've done that in work. Like, that does just happen.
Yeah, and nobody normally cares, but I always apologise because it is unprofessional at the end of the day. But his face kind of dropped.
Oh, God.
So his face dropped. And yeah, even though it was in jest, he didn't like it. But I'd acknowledged it, that I messed up.
Sure.
Then I noticed the group that he was with, and his kids were with him. So I thought, oh, that's why he's upset. But they were teenagers. They looked I mean, we don't accept anybody under 12 into the experience anyway.
Yeah, so they've been probably swearing on the way in quite a fair bit.
And anybody that's under 16, the parents need to sign a form.
Yeah.
So I said to him, oh, do you have anybody under 16? And he said very sternly, yes, they're 14. As a 14-year-old, and I was like,
and famously 14-year-olds have never sworn,
never
heard a swear word in their lives.
And I went, oh gosh, well, I am doubly sorry. I'm so sorry for swearing in front of your children. That really wasn't good. And he goes, no, it wasn't good. And I was like,
grow up.
I know. And I was like, okay, well, I've sworn twice, I've apologized twice now.
Yeah.
I've acknowledged my mistake. There's nothing more I can do. If he I was like, in my head, I thought, I'll let my manager know because he isn't happy. If he complains, they won't care. At the end of the day, they won't care. Because I know they've accidentally done it before as well.
Yeah.
But just to cover my back and acknowledge that I made a mistake.
Better safe than sorry, innit?
Yeah. So then he goes away and I see him walk past me again. and his face was really stern. It was like thunder. And then he walked past me again. And I said to my co-worker who was on the front desk with me, I said, that guy's not happy with me.
This is peak middle-aged man behaviour already.
Because I swore in front of his kids. I just swore in front of him and in front of his kids. But I did apologise. And she was like, we all do it. Like, it doesn't matter. And I was like, yeah. But he is, you can see he's not happy. And she was like, no, he does not look happy.
No.
Anyway, he comes up to me as I'm talking to this co-worker with the form that we'd handed in, that he'd filled in. And he just says, put your hand out. And I go, oh, he's going to hand me the form. So I put my hand out and he gets the pen and he smacks my hand with it. And he says, naughty, naughty, that's for swearing in front of my kids. I swear in front of them all the time, but you don't get to. And then walked off.
Sorry?
Yeah. And
he hit you with a pen and called you naughty, naughty?
Yeah, he said something like that.
Is he all right?
Yeah, something along the lines of, that's for being naughty or naughty, naughty or something like that.
And he said, I swear in front of my kids all the time.
But you don't get to.
Well then, fucking grow up.
Yeah, so it's not the fact they've heard a swear word.
Yeah.
That's not the issue, bearing in mind they're 14. It's the fact that I said it. I was the issue. And I froze. Yeah. And I couldn't believe that happened. And it's not that it hurt, really.
No, but some blokes just hit you with a pen. But
some middle-aged bloke has come up and basically physically punished me for a slip of the tongue I'd apologised for twice, and done it to make a point, make me feel small and humiliate me in front of my co-workers.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like...
What dick?
I don't know how I feel about this. And I could feel it on my hand, and I just felt really awful, like really humiliated.
Sure.
And a colleague of mine who saw it, because there was two of them who directly saw it, said, oh, do you know him? And I went, no, I don't know him.
No.
And she was like, oh my gosh, if you don't know him, what the hell is he doing?
And in what other circumstances would you ever do that to a stranger?
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
And he wouldn't do it to a man.
Oh, 100%.
He would never have done it to a man.
No.
And which we get a lot of at where I work. You get a lot of well, you can tell a difference when the guys are giving the instructions compared to when the girls are giving the instructions, and
I can
when
imagine.
people listen, particularly the corporate finance bros. Yeah. Get a lot of corporate Christmas parties at the moment.
Fun.
Yeah. Anyway, and I basically radioed my manager and I was like, "Can you come to the front desk, because something's happened and I'm not okay, like an altercation with the customers happened." So she comes down, and as I'm telling her, I burst into tears and I'm shaking.
Mate.
And so she takes me up to the office and she says, "Who is it?" And then I was like, it's a guy outside, and I couldn't speak. And she just said, "Is it the guy in the grey hoodie with the glasses?" And I said, "Yeah." She went, "Right, I can clock him."
Spotted him straight away.
She literally was like, his whole demeanour is really aggressive. And I was like, yeah. And the thing is, he didn't say it in a jokey way. He was dead stern. He was...
Even if he did, though, that's not on. But even if
he did, it's not on, because you don't know me. We don't have that relationship. And I actually have a pretty good fucking sense of humour. Thank you very much. And... and I know what a joke is, and I know what isn't a joke. I know what's the difference between somebody genuinely joking with me and somebody putting me in my place.
And if he'd gone like quiet before and had walked past you and everything was like,
yeah, he was literally,
clearly he's
his
festering.
Whole face was like. She took me up to the office. I had my cry, and my manager said, "What do you want me to do?" And I would have had him kicked out, and it was legitimate grounds to have him kicked out.
Of course.
But he was the only guardian for his 3 kids, and it would have meant they wouldn't have been able to play. And I was like, these tickets aren't cheap. They've probably been waiting for a while. I want him out. If they come with like another guardian, and so his kids would have been able to play, I'd have said, kick him out, but keep the family in.
Of course.
But no, so I said, just have a word. And because she was a female manager, who was amazing, by the way, had my back. And she said, I don't care if you swore. She said, that doesn't justify it. You have every right to feel what you're feeling. Let it out. And then, once you've got over... And I think it was just shock. Like, it didn't... Like I say, it didn't, he didn't hurt me necessarily. But it was just the shock of... And we'd already been dealing with quite a lot. Like this week has been really difficult. And we've already dealt with so many customers who have been shouting at us, yelling at us, not listening to us, being so drunk and just awful, that we were already quite worn down as a front of house team at the moment. And we've been having lots of meetings about things that need to be put in place to manage outrageous behaviour and having consequences for it. We're getting drunk people, inconsiderate people, entitled people. So we're
short
already
men
run
with
off our feet. Short men with it. Yeah. And so when something like that happens, I was already at my wit's end, and I just burst into tears, like, I can't do this.
Oh,
and
what a dick.
And I know. And
sorry, shouldn't swear if he's listening.
Sorry, yeah.
Sorry, I've been very naughty.
Naughty boy. Yeah. And anyway, so my
Knobhead.
manager went down and said, "Did one of my staff swear in front of you?" And he went, No. And she went, "No, she did, because she told me, and she apologised to you twice for it." And bearing in mind, we have cameras throughout the whole building. Cameras are everywhere in that building, so just FYI. And she was like, "No, she did, and she apologised to you twice, and then you hit her with a pen." He went, "I touched her." "Well, you touched her then. You still don't touch my staff." And apparently he grabbed the radio of my manager, and it had like that long antenna bit. Yeah. And he tapped her hand and he went, "I only did that. It was only a joke. I just meant it as a joke." So he did it
again?
Yeah, to her. And like, but he did it like to demonstrate. And she says, "I don't care. You don't touch any of my staff, and you're lucky that you're the only guardian. But I do hope there's another guardian available for your kids, because if you do anything like that again, you are out." He wasn't happy, and apparently all the way down into the game, other staff members were saying he was like, "Oh, it was only a joke. I don't know why she's making such a big deal. It was only a joke."
That poor guy's kids.
I know.
They would have got it all night then.
But I have a very supportive workplace, and the actor that dealt with him in his immersive show saw me crying in the office before he went down to the game, and knew that this guy was going to be in his game, and he was livid. And he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
So he was like, "I'm not tolerating anything from him. Don't worry. I've got your back." And he afterwards messaged me and said, "Just to let you know, I put him in his place constantly through the game." And he said, and this was what he said to me. He said that he tried to make some comment and it made no sense. So I said, "Well, there's no wrong answers here, but that was pretty close." And everyone started laughing at him, so he tried to say something else to justify it. And I said, "Well, that made even less sense." And at one point, he came up to me and tried to snatch something out of my hand.
What's this guy's deal?
I know. And I turned to him and I said, manners cost nothing.
Right.
Really seriously. And again, everyone laughed at him. Apparently, though, he was in a group with a bunch of nurses. And my mum was a nurse, and my mum's friends who I grew up with as like surrogate mums were all nurses, and nurses don't take shit from anybody. And so apparently he kept trying to control the game. And these nurses were just like, one of them said to him, "Do you behave like this normally?" And apparently his kids tried to defend him. And the nurse just turned around and went, "Oh, so you're just a numpty then." Anyway, that's the story.
Bloody hell. Well, like, firstly, what a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
Secondly, fair play to your mate and to your manager and to the other people there. Because as we've said on the podcast before, say this down the lens, a good manager makes or breaks a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So thank God you had a good manager. Because there's managers we've both had in the past who would have been like, "Why are you here? Get back out on the floor."
Yeah. No.
Or would have just been useless and been like, "Oh, right, okay, well, thanks for telling us."
Yeah, she literally, like, and thanks to my co-workers as well, because one of them covered my position like a boss, and he was amazing. And then the other two girls were like, had my back. And so people who just checked in on me on the shift.
1 second. I can feel that coming.
It's 1/6 of an orgasm.
1/6 jizz my pants.
It's not much then.
I'd
You're all right.
I'd love it if you didn't keep in the sneeze, but you keep in, you go in, and my colleague's really supportive. Cut to 1/6 jizz my pants. Like, is David all right? What the fuck is he talking about? Shall I try and get into something maybe a bit more lighthearted for you?
Yeah, I needed to get that off my
Yeah,
chest.
of course. Well, once more, I've said this about 8 times during this story. What a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll tell that to his kids' faces. So I want to take us back to my time working at pets at home once
Nice.
again. Actually, one of the shortest jobs I've ever had, but one of the most eventful. I think when you work with animals and children, that's going to be the case. But this is to do with an animal and an adult.
Oh, wow.
So this woman came up to the till, and we used to sell, I don't know if you're familiar with this animal, Degus.
Oh, are they like little rodents? They're like, you think they're gerbils, but they're not.
They're like halfway between like a gerbil and a chinchilla.
Right, yeah.
They're like very energetic and erratic, and I think you have to be a little bit more of an advanced pet owner to kind of get on with the Degu. So this woman comes up to the till, and bear in mind, we have signs all over, not just the Degus, but every animal enclosure. Please do not put your fingers in the enclosure. These animals bite. And this woman comes up to the till with one hand like this and the other hand sort of hiding her other hand. So for people listening, she's basically just holding her hand and like covering up two of her fingers. And English isn't her first language. I won't dare do the accent. And she says, "Do the Degus bite?" And I go, "Yes, they do." And I can see that there's a kid around there. I think that's her kid. So I'm like, "Yes, if you could maybe just tell them to..." She's like, they do?" I'm like, "Yep, they do bite, yeah." "Oh, really?" "Yeah, they do. All the animals do, but the Degus especially, they can bite. And they actually have a thing, it's like a bacteria or something in their bite that thins your blood and prevents it from clotting. It's like a defense mechanism thing. So if they bite you, you will just bleed and bleed and bleed." And she's going, "Really? Huh. So they do bite," as she's raising this other hand out. "Huh. Okay." And her hand is just red. And all down the back of her arm, her hand, all down her arm, dripping onto the floor. She's like, "Huh. Okay. Interesting." I'm like, "So you've been bitten then?" And again, maybe the language barrier is the reason why she came over, and the question was like, just a quick one. "Do they bite? How interesting. Okay, let me think about it." But it was like she was in denial that she'd been bitten. And basically, it's not a very interesting ending. We just had to ship her off to A&E and go get a tetanus shot. But it was that approach of like, can they possibly bite you? Because I think...
What the fuck else happened? What the fuck else happened?
She was just dribbling with blood. It was just going everywhere.
What happened? Like, obviously you know.
Yeah.
Well, how else did you get that? How else?
She was poking in the cage and the animal bit her.
Yeah,
like, she knows she was bitten.
All animals can bite you.
Yeah.
Literally every animal can bite you.
Even man, the worst animal of all.
I bite people. I actually do.
You've been cautioned before.
I've got another one about 40-year-old men having tantrums.
Classic.
So, my story is set during the start of the COVID pandemic.
Ooh.
It's probably around April, May.
A historical piece.
Yes, so still kind of new. But the kind of rules that shops are following are pretty standard now. Unfortunately for me, during the start of COVID, I was working at a service station.
Oh,
Specifically,
God.
I worked in a pasty van. Fuck.
You've been in the South too long. I was working for a pasty van. Whatever is a pasty?
What the fuck is wrong with me?
Keep that.
Specifically, I worked in a pasty van that was outside of the main building. They kept this van open as the only food venue, as well as the WH Smith. So it was only me and one other person on the site. One day, I had a man that turned up and asked for a pasty, which is fine.
Whoa.
I know, right? But despite all the signs that we had up, when he went to pay, he tried to do it with cash.
Oh,
so
God.
I had to refuse and explain that we can't take cash at the moment. I don't even have a till with money in it. He, a 40-year-old man, then proceeded to have an actual tantrum.
Yep.
A screaming, yelling tantrum, saying that he was travelling for miles and miles. And he
without his
all he
debit
wanted
card.
was some hot food. He continued having an actual tantrum and kept saying that I was starving him.
Go get your wallet.
I know. When I pointed out that the Smiths inside had food and took cash, that was not good enough, so he just continued to shout at me. It got to the point that I had to get the other minimum wage staff worker to come and pretend to be a manager just to back me up so that he would leave.
Bloody hell. Middle-aged men and tantrums.
What is it?
But also, that has really brought back a very specific customer service feeling in my bones of COVID and people trying to pay with cash.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, that's my whole brand, is making fun of people and talking about, can you pay with real money and all that? But it comes from COVID.
Yeah.
Because, as an aside, and then we'll get back to this, there was someone, I used to work at a self-storage company for a bit, towards the end of the kind of second or third lockdown. And someone came in and went through the whole process. It's like a whole afternoon's thing. And then they got cash out. And I said, oh, sorry, we're not accepting cash at the moment. And she laughed. It was an old woman. She laughed in my face and went, what do you mean you're not taking cash? And I was like, well, it's a COVID restriction. We're just taking card. Why? And I said, well, because it's a hygiene issue. And she started laughing and went, oh, germs in the cash, bacteria in the cash, oh, dirt in the money, oh, and then just walked off.
That sounds like a song. Oh, bacteria
dirt in the money,
cash,
bacteria in the cash.
Dirt in the money, bacteria in the cash.
Next year's Christmas number one.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking hell.
The thing is, apparently, that's the thing. Money is one of the biggest transmitters of dirt.
Money's
germs.
filthy.
It's filthy.
Yeah.
It just passes. It just holds on to it. So,
but like, people were livid in lockdown that they had to wash their hands
for 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's like, who's not already doing that?
I know.
This guy, clearly.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
Just been for a fat shit. Anyway, here's £2 coins.
Honestly, but the thing is, to shout at I get it's disappointing if you don't take cash. My dad is a big cash man. And so he doesn't like it when he has to pay card.
Sure.
I don't think he'd shout. Well, no, he wouldn't. I'd have a right go at him if he did. But he's not going to shout. At someone. I get people prefer cash. I understand that, but read the signs, understand the context, and just be like, oh, that's disappointing. I don't get a pasty because I don't have cash. But I can go into WH Smith, literally next door, and find something else so that I'm not starving.
The thing is, with the cash thing, it bothers me so much. The slightest bit of sympathy I have is maybe for people who do very manual jobs and get paid in cash, and maybe they're doing it for tax reasons, I don't know. They don't want to put it in the bank, they just keep their cash on them. It's easier. I understand to a degree that gets a bit annoying then when you've got to pay with your card, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, you have taken your cash out of the bank with your card. So just cut that step out and just pay.
Yeah, just tap your card.
Because I've had so many comments of people going like, cash is king. You know, if you pay, it's not even real money if you're just paying on card. None of it's real.
No.
Notes are just like an IOU to the bank. Based on the value of how much gold costs.
Nothing is real. Everything's fake. We created everything.
Time is an illusion. This podcast isn't real.
I know.
Me and Phoebe don't even really exist.
I know, this is all a simulation. We got another story.
I've got one more, and this is a very personal gripe where I'm going to flip the script a little bit, and I'm going to call out terrible customer service.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. New year, new me. So, this is when I was, this is going back maybe a year or two now.
Was this when I swore in front of your kids at the Immersive Theatre event?
Oh my God, it was you. Naughty, naughty. So I was ordering a big online food shop from a supermarket who I won't name just in case, but it's not the blue one and it's not the orange one, but it's a very major UK supermarket. It's not the yellow one. You know, British sort of household supermarket. And so you figuring it out.
Green one?
Maybe.
Okay.
So we ordered from this supermarket, and this is when I was doing quite sort of like full-time at a customer service job. So taking, as people can relate to, is you take time off to wait in for things like a food shop. It has to sort of run like clockwork. Otherwise, you don't have food for the week. You don't have supplies and bog roll and everything. And we'd ordered from them before, and we'd had a few problems from this supermarket chain. The green one. And
Very expensive, that green one.
It's the cheaper green one.
Oh, okay.
And it gets to our allotted time and it doesn't show up. And I'm like, this has happened before. They're probably late. And it just goes on and on and on. And it's a Sunday. So it gets close to 5 and I phone up this customer service number and they say, the shop's shut. We can't get in touch with the manager. We don't know where it is. We'll try and find out for you. Another half hour, another hour goes past. Nothing. So I call them back. We think what's happened is a truck's broken down. Something's happened with one of the drivers. There's been a bit of an error on the system. What we'll do, if it's okay with you, at no extra charges, we'll reorganise it for the same time tomorrow. So I swap a shift and I manage to get the Monday off. Phoebe, it happens again. 2 days running, this food shop never arrives. And I phone them up on the second day, on the Monday, and I go, just want to get ahead of this. I have a food shop due for, let's say it's 2 p.m. Yep, that's on the system. I can see it's 8 stops away. Call them back. Yep, just to let you know, what was it, 8 stops away? Yeah, it should be within the next couple of stops. Should be near you soon. The time passes. And it happens again, yeah. And I'm calling them. This has been like 10 phone calls over like 2 days now, just to try and get my food and supplies for the weekend. And then at the end of it all, the person I speak to says, we still don't know what happened yesterday, but today, unfortunately, the person who was supposed to reprocess your order just didn't. I don't get wound up easily. I don't get very angry.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
then
you're
I'm
quite
like,
a chill dude.
What do you fucking mean by that?
Sorry.
So then I get really pissed off. Naughty! I get really pissed off. And I'm like, well, what are you going to do about it then? And they go, well, we understand. It's the very like call centre company.
Yeah.
They just repeat what I've said. We're very sorry to hear that your shop hasn't come for 2 days and this is a complete inconvenience for you and you've had to take time off work to try and accommodate this. What we can do is a £5 voucher, good for one online food shop. Can't be used in store.
No, refund. You need a full refund.
£5.
No.
Now, I did get a refund, but that took ages.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could spend so much time trying to haggle a higher voucher.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can't be bothered. So we've just never shopped with them since.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you see this video, put in the comments if you've got beef with any particular supermarket.
Yeah, please
let's
do.
have it. You know, I want to feel
it.
validated.
I hate bad customer service. Like, also, we had someone's messaged in with receiving bad customer service at a cinema, and they want your opinion on it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna read that out to you. The first one.
I feel like I'm qualified to
was
talk
that
on this.
they were going to see Justice League.
Yeah. First mistake.
And apparently there was a couple in the cinema who argued throughout the entire movie.
Oh, no. Get them out.
But they left 20 minutes before the end. But none of the cinema staff was in there to get rid of them. So the cinema staff did nothing about it. And so the whole movie was ruined. And so this person... it's Hannah. Why am I keeping her anonymous? Hey, Hannah. She's already written in before. My friend Hannah said, like, I'm really sorry, but just to let you know, like, this happened and, you know, no one was in there to tell them to be quiet. And the staff were like, I'm so sorry, we normally do this, but it was just me and my manager tonight, so I was unable to actually get into the screen. Let me see if I can give you some comps for next time. So then apparently the staff member went over to the manager, and the manager screamed at her and said, we can't do that. We've already shut all the tills. I already told you to offer any comps. And yeah,
peak manager behaviour,
peak manager behaviour. And that was the first one. And Hannah was like, as someone who's been a manager, I would never. And she's like, I didn't go back to that cinema for 7 years.
I wouldn't either.
No.
I was going to say they should have been doing screen checks.
Yeah.
But if they're short-staffed
and
they're busy, things happen.
Right.
So if someone had come out and got them and told them what was happening, it could have been dealt with. But then that manager, what the fuck? If the tills are off, just write down a sort of honour system thing with your name and signature, and then just get an employee when they next come in to just check that.
Yeah, because one of the questions was, how regularly do staff do screen checks?
Yeah, I mean, it's meant to be... some customers find it really annoying, but it's meant to be 2 or 3 times throughout the film.
Right.
So you can catch people on devices, you can catch people talking, stuff like that. Yeah. Just for safety in general, like fire safety and things. So it's meant to be at least a couple of times.
Well, yeah, and then this one was that she went to go see Spider-Man. I
love that these all happen during superhero films.
Like literally, yeah. It's a different cinema.
Yeah.
But the movie was meant to start at 7:30 and they were waiting until 8:15 and nothing had come on the screen. So, and then, because they were sat at the back of the cinema, they heard the staff members swearing, laughing and gossiping in the projection room. And one of them was like, oh, yeah, we can't get this working, but good thing no one's in here yet. And then my friend was like... just decided to say really loudly, gosh, I wish the movie would start. I love Spider-Man. And after 15 minutes, so they had been in there for an hour with nothing on the screen.
That's insane.
She went to the front desk and she was like, hi, we were just in this screen to see Spider-Man. It was meant to start. And the staff were like, oh, sorry, we didn't know anyone was there. The projector's been broken, so we've been trying to get it fixed. And she was like, but you scanned our tickets on the way in.
Yeah.
So how hard was it to just come and check to see if anybody was in there? We've been waiting over an hour. She then wanted to ask, do films even play if no one's bought a ticket? Like, do they still play the film?
So, a few things here. First and foremost, for both these stories, to everyone listening or watching, don't wait so long. Go and tell a member of staff. And generally speaking, the problem will be solved, or they'll just say, this has happened, here's a refund, go to the bar or whatever. Yeah. Not putting the blame on her. No. They shouldn't be in that position anyway, but just tell someone. Like, generally speaking, the amount of people who'd come out and go, do you know it's freezing in there? And I go, did you at any point come and get someone? They go, it's too loud. Yeah. At any point did you go, the volume's a bit loud, or I'm really cold, and we'd have turned the heating up or the volume down or whatever. Yeah. But, an hour and 15... An hour is... nuts.
An hour, and the fact that she could hear them in the projector room,
just dicking about,
laughing and joking and dicking about.
But like, if to answer this question, if no one shows up for a film, at least in the cinema I worked in, I think it had to play so it didn't mess up the schedule, because it takes too long to take it back out and put things in. They just turned the projector off.
Oh, okay.
And I think you can mute the speakers sometimes, but generally speaking, they would, just to save energy, they'd turn the projector off. Yeah. And it would just feel like an audiobook. Oh. You kind of like, if you went in and just doing screen checks, didn't realise no one was in, it would just be a dark, empty screen with like, I told you we were going to go. And it's like, what?
That's quite a cool experience, actually. Do that. But so bad customer service.
Yeah. Moral of the story, go and ask for help in the cinema.
Yeah, fair.
Even if they're arsey with you, the problem will get solved one way or another.
Also, if you have any stories where you've received bad customer service,
we do want to talk about that as well. Absolutely.
That would also be cool.
We'll do a bad customer service special.
But it can't be from either one of us.
Yeah.
So
if you were ever in my cinema or your live experience, we don't want to hear about it. We don't care. You're boring.
Boring.
Bad service. But if you had it anywhere else, we're so sorry.
Yeah, God, that's awful.
Oh, please send it in. We really want to hear it.
Top and bottom.
So it's time for top and bottom. For people who aren't aware of what this is a game where we spin a wheel of categories and me and Phoebe have to give our top and bottom answer in that category. Cool. Let's give the wheel a spin. London areas.
Nice.
God. Okay. I suppose we're both posers in London, aren't we?
Yeah.
But like, we're going to catch some heat for wherever we say, because there'll be some 45-year-old London man who goes, I've lived off of Camden High Street my whole life and I love it here and I won't hear a bad thing about how many people are killed by taxis or whatever.
I actually love Camden. What's your shit with Camden?
It's just a place that I pulled out of my mouth. Camden's not my favourite.
I don't think I could.
Busy.
It is like Camden High Street on a Saturday night.
Edgy,
on a Saturday is just fucking horrendous. Avoid Camden at the weekend.
Camden Market's nice though.
Camden, just not on the weekend. Just not on the weekend.
So go on. Do you want to give your top and bottom first? Let me think about this.
So ready. So my tops are Highgate and Hampstead.
Hampstead is so nice. Yeah, and Greenwich.
Yeah.
It's bad, but like I really like all of the really middle class places. I love
all the posh places.
I feel like a class traitor being like,
no,
they've got a Gales and it's very nice.
They're nice for a reason. They're fucking well kept and gorgeous. Hampstead Heath's beautiful.
Yeah.
It feels the most nature. I mean, Highgate Woods, Queen's Woods. Love them. Anything that feels like a little village, like Highgate Village is a Dickensian dream. Because I grew up in the countryside, so anything that feels like that to me. And Greenwich was the first place I kind of lived in London during NYT. So it always is a fun place in my heart, and loads of my friends have lived in Greenwich. So like Greenwich for me is a solid staple as well. It feels like home.
Yeah.
So Highgate, Hampstead and Greenwich I'd say are my top areas to live in. Sure. I would say to live in, because obviously you've got like Soho I love, Camden I love, and things like that. But those areas are so densely populated, like I wouldn't live in them.
But what about your bottom?
Streatham.
I've never been, you know.
My partner lives in Streatham.
Oh, so it's personal.
No, it's not because he lives there. It's a shithole. It's a shithole. Towards Streatham Common's nicer, like the Rookery and all of that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've been there so many times that I can say it's a nightmare traffic-wise, Streatham High Road. The amount of people I've seen with their cocks out, just pissing in the street in Streatham.
Yeah, fair.
It's just run down, and it doesn't feel like it knows what it is. Streatham Common's all right towards the area, the houses towards the area okay. Streatham Hill, the houses always just the main. By like the station, Streatham High Road. It's just Cricklewood as well. Cricklewood can do one. That is also
I've got
awful.
family in Cricklewood, so you better watch your goddamn mouth. I mean, Cricklewood itself, I didn't have family there. Sorry if you watch this. I probably wouldn't spend a lot of time in Cricklewood at all, but I've got family from Cricklewood, all right? So you back off.
But doesn't make it less of a shithole, though, does it?
So my top and bottom... My top and bottom... top is probably similar to you, like Greenwich, Blackheath.
Yeah.
I think I'm biased because I do sort of live around there. Blackheath Village is so nice as well.
It is, yeah.
And like I'm from a little town up north that is very like Blackheath coded. So like when I saw it and then I found a place near there, I was like... Oh, yeah, this is nice. One place that, again, if I didn't sort of live in that region, would be my bottom is Lewisham. Yeah. But I have such a soft spot for Lewisham because I go there a lot.
Yeah.
And I go to the shopping centre a lot,
yeah.
which is being shut down, which is unjust.
Is that where we went shopping for my birthday?
Yes.
It's been shut down?
It's been shut down, turned into flats.
Aww.
Even though there's already flats above it. Anyway, it's being gentrified, isn't it? Which I can talk. Least favourite? Oh, God. Okay. Like New Cross.
Yeah, New Cross.
Around New Cross. Like, people love New Cross.
My mate
the music, the pubs. The music's fine, I guess, if you're in a band and go to Goldsmiths Uni. And then the pubs are a bit shit, with the exception of maybe one of them. They're just open late.
Is it the Dog and Bell?
The Dog and Bell's more like Deptford. That's all right. I like the Dog and Bell. Yeah.
Yeah, but New Cross is a little bit...
Yeah, New Cross.
I had a mate that nearly got shot in New Cross.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. He nearly got shot?
Pretty sure it was New Cross, yeah. New Cross area.
New Cross, USA? Why was he getting shot?
No, exactly.
Fucking hell.
No.
Right, shall we read a few comments people have sent in? So one comment I've got here, and this is in response to a recent episode we did with the brilliant Freya Mallard. She was talking about someone shitting in the fat face changing rooms and that there was a glob of shit. This is a question I just think we can answer quickly. Somebody commented over on TikTok, what measurement is a glob?
That's a very good comment.
About that big?
Yeah, maybe. Or I'm thinking like you know, like them teardrop shapes, but maybe like a...
Yeah, actually, I think it's a shape more than a unit of measurement.
Like, when I think of glob, I think very viscerally like bloop.
Yeah, sort of like the poo emoji.
Yeah, that's a glob, but probably like maybe half the size of my hand, maybe. Yeah, palm size. This
is one for you. This is also from TikTok.
Oh.
Hey, we have the same clothes dryer. That's more than enough reason for me to tune in.
Ah, that's great.
You've got good taste in clothes dryers.
Thanks. It's actually my housemate's clothes dryer, so it's not mine.
If you're listening, stop. Just tune out. Tune out.
But I do use it more so than he does. I think I've adopted it.
Yeah.
Which he's not said anything about that yet, but maybe he will now. I've got one that it's just a nice one. They said, thank you guys for making a podcast that makes me laugh out loud on the tube all the time. That's from Hazel. And that
Thank
just
you,
made
Hazel.
me smile. I love getting comments when people say that I listen to this on my commute or it makes my day. Because that's kind of what we do it for, and it makes me smile.
Yeah, well, on that note, my last comment here, Matteo says, love the pod, guys. Can't wait for the next episode.
On that note, thank you so much for listening to us.
And we'll catch you next time.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Phoebe Mills, and you're listening to Is That Everything podcast?
I'm a Canadian.
The podcast where we talk about how much I hate the public. Is that fair? Is that accurate?
Yeah, sorry, I thought I was going to burp.
I burp a lot and sing songs from musicals. I'm Phoebe Mills.